Guys, I just want to bring your attention quickly to the show plates I've had made up for the BMW Z4. These have been made from showplateworld.com. I've teamed up with them to produce these plates. Now I'm going to be running these on the Z4. As you can see at the front, I've placed one with some sticky pads. Places such as Goodwood, Thruxton, or anywhere else that I go for content creation. Great website, showplatesworld.com, and they will produce some legal plates conforming to all the BSAU markings and also the markings where the plate was produced. Also, if you've got some ideas for some show plates, put your registration details in them and they will make up smaller plates for show purpose only. Head over to their website, I'll put a link in the description below, and get a good idea of what your car or your motorcycle will look like with either their 4D, 3D gel plates. Yeah, brilliant website, head over to them. Big thank you to showplatesworld.com for supporting my YouTube channel. Anyway, back to the video. Hi guys, welcome back to Resolution. So the Kawasaki Vulcan, I've had it coming up for 2 years now, and it's really, I love it. It's a cracking bike. Every time I get on it and ride it, I just think I've made the right decision. So why did I buy the Kawasaki Vulcan? I bought it because at the time I had a Honda CBF 1000, it was a good workhorse, and I wanted something fun for the weekends, days off, things like that, and just something like a cruiser style. I rode a Harley Davidson about a year and a bit before I bought the Kawasaki Vulcan, and I thought, brilliant bike, I love the cruisers, but I don't think I'd want to go Harley Davidson. So I decided to go for a Kawasaki Vulcan. Again, it is a brilliant bike, got it brand new, first owner, and I loved it. But then, very soon after purchasing the Kawasaki Vulcan, I ended up getting rid of the Honda CBF 1000 and buying a Honda Africa Twin, as you all know. That's where the issue came. So I got the Honda Africa Twin, and that bike is just fantastic in every way, shape and form. There is nothing that bike cannot do, which kind of made the Vulcan a bit obsolete in some respects. So the Africa Twin took over and the Kawasaki Vulcan ended up sitting in the garden. I say rotting away, it was just sitting there rotting away, not doing a lot. And I couldn't really at that point justify running two motorcycles. The cost of fuel was going through the absolute roof. I mean, well, you all know it nearly hit, well, in some places it did hit over £2 a litre for petrol, which is absolutely criminal. And then Holly got struck down with breast cancer, had to stop working, so again that put more financial strain on me, and the Kawasaki Vulcan was just slipping further and further from my grasp. So it spent the best part of 9 months just sitting in the garden, wasting away. I did keep the insurance running, and the only reason I kept the insurance running was so I could gain an extra year's no claims bonus. When I gained that, I then scrubbed the insurance and just let it sit there. So fast forward a little bit further, and I'd done about 1,000 miles on the bike, not a lot at all, in almost a year and a half. And at this point I'm starting to think, do you know what, I need to get rid of the Vulcan. But I couldn't, I owed a little bit too much on the PCP plan. If you're not from the UK and you don't have PCP, basically it's like a way of purchasing but renting the vehicle for X amount of years. You then balance off an equity in the payments, and then you can put the equity towards another vehicle. So I still owed way too much and I couldn't do anything with it. Then came the issue in October of 2022 when I tore my distal bicep tendon. Boom, I'm out of the game completely. It is game over at this point. So now I've got a Honda Africa Twin and a Kawasaki Vulcan sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Time goes on, I still can't get rid of the Kawasaki Vulcan. So I then opt to get rid of both. Still can't get rid of them, still struggling. So I then contact Kawasaki directly and I negotiate with them what can be done with the Kawasaki Vulcan. And eventually we come to an agreement that Kawasaki would buy the Vulcan back off of me, but I would need to put in a little bit of money to cover the shortfall on the price that was outstanding. Now what I was going to do was actually put the Vulcan up for sale privately, and Honda and Ducati had actually said to me that I could easily fetch £6,200 for the Vulcan, because it was pretty much the lowest mileage privately sold Kawasaki Vulcan out there at the time. The only problem is I just couldn't be bothered with the hassle. Yes, I wouldn't have been out of pocket and I would have made a slight profit. However, well, say a slight profit, yeah, take that how you want to take it, but it would just been a little bit more money in my pocket and I wouldn't have been out of pocket, so to speak. But I just couldn't be bothered to do it, so I decided to opt for the easy option, hand the bike back to Kawasaki. They pay a chunk of the price, I pay a little bit, and the bike's gone. So today was the day that the Kawasaki Vulcan was taken back to Kawasaki in Bournemouth. So if you're after a Kawasaki Vulcan, a performance model which comes with the Arrow exhaust system, the front cowling, matte black, hit up Kawasaki Vulcan and it might still be there for sale. It might, I don't know, by the time this video goes out it may have been sold already. But yeah, Kawasaki came and picked up the Vulcan. I wasn't really sad to see it go because I didn't really grow an attachment with it. I hadn't ridden it often. I mean, 1,000 miles in just over a year and a half it's still a brand new bike. It's still being running. It's had 2 services, but do you know what I mean? I never really gelled with it because I never really got to ride it. So that is the story of my short-lived time with a Kawasaki Vulcan. Now, would I recommend the Kawasaki Vulcan to somebody looking to purchase one? I have created a video on the Kawasaki Vulcan versus the Honda Rebel 500 because they're basically the same kind of bikes. They're both A2 compliant bikes, they're both cracking bikes, but the Kawasaki Vulcan is the bike to buy if you're looking at the two. So I just wanted to bring you a little roundup of where the Vulcan's gone, what's happening going forward, and yeah, why I'm no longer the owner of a Kawasaki Vulcan. So thank you for watching Resolution. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Let me know what you think of my decision. Was I right to sell it back to Kawasaki, or was I stupid and should I have sold it privately to not have any shortfall on the payments for the bike? Anyway, the Kawasaki Vulcan's gone. I'm no longer the owner, and by the sounds of it I won't be able to get rid of the Africa Twin, which is slightly frustrating because I wanted to buy a cheaper bike and just get monthly payments down. With the cost of living going through the roof, I didn't really want to have to spend more money, but hey ho, I'll keep that for potentially another 6, 7, 8 months and then see if I can get rid of it towards the end of the year and get a cheaper bike, because at the end of the day it would be nice to bring my payments down. The Africa Twin is £70 a month on the insurance, £239 a month on the PCP. It's costing me £300. I know that's not a lot of money when you look at someone going out and buying a brand new car, because I use the motorcycles like someone would use a car. I would rather get on a motorcycle and run that day in, day out like I do than a car. I mean, just take this BMW Z4 for instance. The Z4 is costing me 25 miles per gallon. The Africa Twin is about 56 miles per gallon. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching Resolutions. Drive safe and I'll see you soon.